Boys, we're back. We just watched the Nurture game. We're back with another one. Now, let me give you a little backstory, okay? This is Empire versus Team Prime. So, for those that don't know, I used to be a pro player for a team called Team Empire. I was in a team with Cass, Happy from Warcraft 3. I don't know if you guys know who he is, you probably know. With Braddock, with Qbert, Aristio, and actually Nurture and Naniwa were in Team Empire at one point as well. But back then, we were, some people called us the Four Horsemen because we were the four best Terrans in Europe. Cass, Happy, Braddock, and me. At least, we all sucked on lands, let's be honest. But in online scene, we were dominating quite a bit. And obviously, we played a lot of clan wars back then. There were a lot of clan wars, and we were winning pretty much all of them as well. Now, this was IEPL Team League, and this is winners round for the Team League, first round in winners bracket, and this was us playing against Team Prime. For those who don't know, Team Prime was a South Korean team. It had players like Creator Prime that was playing back then, Marine King Prime, and probably more people that I can't remember. Back then, I mean, now, you know, with Cyril and everyone else, I'm gonna just start a game, let it play. Now with Cyril and everyone else competing closer to Koreans, you know, the gap is not as big. Back then, let me tell you, a no-name Korean could demolish the top foreigners. Like, I remember this. A no-name Korean would come out. We've never heard of him. He's like Team Z on Team Prime that's like, I don't know. Back then they were pretty good, but let's say it's like the worst South Korean team, and like some random comes and he would demolish the best players from foreign land. That's how it happened. So I remember this is one of the first team leagues that had foreign teams and Korean teams in them. So this is us playing against Prime. Wait, was Byan also in Prime? I can't remember. But yeah, every Korean team was super scary, and they were just like way better than foreigners. So I was very confident, like back then whenever I played, and we were discussing like who's gonna go out first, because it's a Korean team and we didn't know all the players, because every Korean team would have like 10-15 players, and we obviously knew their main players, but we didn't know, you know, the other guys. And because I played on European server and Koreans played on South Korean server, that's where they practiced, I didn't really know the strategies, we didn't really know the play styles and stuff like that. Yeah, they butchered my name, you can see. Do not, if you ever spell my name like this, ban, okay? But even back then, people are still butchering my name to this day with capital QD, which is like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so yeah, the point is Koreans were really good, like really good, way better, okay? Imagine Cyril playing against Masters players. That was the difference, honestly, between foreign scene and Korean scene. And again, this is early Wings of Liberty, so later on there were a couple of players that were winning a Korean here and there, but, you know, Koreans were still dominating. So here I am, first game. Again, I was confident, and I was like, I want to go in first, and I want to demolish them. I had a lot of all kills in team leagues, so this is an all kill system, which means that if I win, it's a best of 9. If I win the first game, I keep playing, and they send out another player. And I can technically win alone 5-0 if I win 5 players in a row. So yeah, this is all kill system, and I got a lot of all kills in a lot of team leagues we've played against foreign teams. So I was like, send me first, I want to beat some Koreans. You know, I want to like kind of show off that I can beat Koreans as well. And team wasn't too confident, like Team Empire wasn't too confident, because again, Prime was a really good team, and you know, nobody thought that a foreign team could beat a Korean team in a clan war, right? And it was so kind of like favored for Koreans. They would often send players, like B team players, to practice, and then if it gets scary, they would send their main team to like finish up if it gets dangerous. So here I am playing against Core Prime. I'm actually not sure. Someone can check on Wikipedia if Core Prime has a different name now or changed his name at any point. Maybe he was just playing back then and he quit since. I don't know. But I don't remember that name, so he probably was either a B-teamer that quit very shortly, or maybe he changed his name to something else. So yeah, so here I'm going for an expand. As you can see, I'm hiding my tech. I went for the expand. Protoss is scared. I'm going into 3 racks. 3 racks was like super common to do. You didn't really do a lot of 1-1-1s. I think 1-1-1s became popular like at the end of Wings, I think. Where you like drop 4 Hellions in the Protoss base or something like that with a medevac. But initially in Wings, you always... and again, this is like 8 years ago. This game, and you would always go for like 3 racks or 2 racks opener actually with Marauders with concussive shells and Marines, or you would expand and go 3 racks. It was always like that. It was just what you did. But you always try to, that's another thing, you always try to hide the tech. So you always like made your command center in the main base, because you were also scared of the 4-gate build as well. He's only known as Core and has $2,000 earning, retired in 2012. Okay, so he did retire like a year later. Okay. Alright. So this is actually not Lost Temple, this is Shattered Temple. So this is basically a fixed version of Lost Temple. You can see the game that I just that I showed against Nurture. So it's same layout, except there's a watchtower in the middle, and there's no more cliff above the natural. And that island base in the corner, now there's rocks that you can break through to go in there and expand. Okay, so this was also very common. These kinds of pushes from Protoss, where you go for like expanding to 3-4 gate and you just push out with like sentries and stuff. This was very, very common. Because as a Terran, you didn't have tanks. Again, in order to get tanks, you needed siege mode, and nobody wanted to invest that much money. It's too long, you know, to explain, but maybe, I don't even know if it was good to go siege tanks, like now when I think about it, because the meta was different. The units, a lot of the units were different, so yeah. This is also one of the builds I love doing, by the way. It was fast expanding into 3 racks, and then I would hide the Ghost Academy. I would crank out 2 ghosts, or maybe 4, and then I would push with, and I would EMP the sentries and just like roll over the Protoss army. So here he's like scouting, but he doesn't see the Ghost Academy because I hid it in the corner. So he doesn't know. See, this kind of thing, this kind of pushes were very, very common in Wings. And I actually really would love to see like a pro tournament on Wings of Liberty patch. I would love to see that so much, to see what the players from today do with what they had back then. You guys aren't even making workers constantly? Yeah. I mean, my average APM was like 200 maybe back then. Okay, starport coming up. Look at that army on the minimap. It's huge. There's the 2 ghosts. Look at that build, +1. And again, this is a build I loved doing. Because even if Protoss goes for Colossus, you just EMP the sentries and you just walk over Colossus. You can see he has no blink, he has no charge, because again, those kinds of builds where you go Twilight Council blink, no one did that. Okay, there's the stim. Sick force. Look at those force fields, dude. And that was 2011. Even players today fail to force field properly. Okay, so I EMP'd the sentries after the force field, so I could have done that a little bit better. But he pulls the probes. And I kill a lot of probes, actually. I'm like rallying units across the map as well. And, well, he defends it. Oh, and this thing that you see like +1 armor was also very common. They used to do that to counter the Terran +1 weapons. So like the meta was just really different. And that's why I wish there was like a pro tournament with this patch, with Wings related patch. Because I wonder if people would, if opening Blink, for example, like you do these days with like Twilight and then Robo, if that would even be a thing. I don't think it would be a thing, because I'm pretty sure 3 racks would just demolish you, because you don't have, you know, Mothership Core, or you don't have shield batteries. But I would love to see it. And another thing is, this guy obviously had really good force fields like you guys saw, but so many players, even pro players, had terrible force fields. So the question is, maybe you could actually go early Colossus, but in order, like when you went early Colossus in Wings, you actually couldn't make any other units because your income was so much slower. And then if you miss force fields, you're just dead. There was no army to soak up for your Colossus. You needed to be good with force fields. And obviously a lot of the players were really bad with it, so yeah. No medevac boost either. So just slow medevacs. Let me going for the pylons. Getting 1, getting 2. See, like that's the thing. See what I did there? I did damage when I moved away, right? But I could have kited with Stim to the bottom left and picked off probably like 2 more pylons, maybe a couple of zealots. But again, people just weren't good enough, you know? Like at that point, I didn't know if he has Blink, because in order to know at each part of the game as a pro player how many resources they have and what exactly they can build, you need to play thousands of games. And the game was still relatively new, right? It was only a year out. Getting my gold base. Look at that macro, dude. I'm popping off. See, I'm already making Vikings, because actually in Europe it was very normal to always go Colossus first. So this guy went High Templar first, which was, I guess, weird as well because I had ghosts. But this just shows that like people didn't really think about these things when they played actively, you know? Look at that kiting, dude. The 2011 cutie. Oh my god, my medevacs. Look at me dropping down a couple of bunkers as well to wall off with the factory as well. Let's see that micro. Show me the micro. See, that was pretty good. Factory, 2 bunkers that we're building to slow down. So, you know, whenever, like, I've heard this so many times, like a diamond player would, or like gold, plat player, whatever, diamond would be like, oh, if I played back then, I would win tournaments. Like, no, bro, you wouldn't. Shut up. Okay. You would get to semifinals, okay, but that's about it. But see, that's also another thing I wish we could have. I wish one of you guys that are like diamond could play against me from this era, from 8 years ago. I'm actually genuinely curious how the matches would go. Because it would be really cool to see if player of today would actually be able to beat pro players back then. But you can see from his side, and this is how Korean pros is always played, by the way. I feel like they never really had a build order. They were just like doing their own thing and just attacked you all the time. That's how it always was. There was never like a super solid macro build until like HOTS, I think. In Wings, Protoss just kind of did whatever, I feel like. The only race that really had build orders was Terran. Zerg was reacting to what the 2 races are doing, and Protoss were just doing random shit. Oof. Oof. Those storms. And the reason, by the way, why I'm being so defensive is because I knew he was on 2 base. So, and I have the gold. So I'm just trying to defend to not die. I mean, look at my upgrades, look at my unit production. It's popping off. 2 more command centers. And this is where Cutie starts overwhelming the opponent. I'm just like, I need to hold. My hands, let me be honest, my hands were probably shaking. I was like, I'm about to beat a Korean. And also, this was played on NA, where I had like 250 ping. So these splits and these stutter step micros that you see, the game would have been over by now if no lag, okay? I mean, they lag too, but actually South Korea has a better ping to NA than Eastern Europe has to NA. No joke. I remember I would always hear like people like, oh, South Korea to NA is such a bad ping. When I went to South Korea, I was like, mother truckers, you have like 120 ping. What the hell were you talking about? You were lying for years. What were you making Vikings for? Well, that's what I mean. Like, Colossus were so common, and what he was doing was like new to me. No one played like this in Europe. People would always go Colossus into Storm, but this guy is like being super aggressive of like 2 base with Archon, Zealot, Storm, and I guess I was just making like autopilot, just making Vikings to prepare for Colossus, because I had 5 medevacs, so I didn't technically need more, and you just wanted to deal with the Protoss AoE. And here I am, boys, making Europe proud. Crushing this guy, dude. Crushing. Pushing for the win. You can do it. Look at me. I'm checking around. Oh, I probably go to the 3rd, actually. Yeah, I checked the gold with a medevac. There's no gold. And then I go right here, baby. Right here. See? Don't throw the game into the natural. Just kill the 3rd. I mean, these days, right, what you would do is just kill the opponent. Oh, look at those. Beautiful EMP. Beautiful EMP on the Arcoons. And cutie. Tatooty booty. Fruity. Potatooty. Look at that overstimming. Yikes. GG, and Team Empire is 1-0 against the almighty Team Prime. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is just a stupid foreigner playing against Koreans. Let's jump into game number 2 and see can... Oh, look who I'm playing! Oh, look who I'm playing against. I didn't even realize. Oh my god, I forgot it. Classic Prime. But wait, is this the same classic? I actually don't know. I actually don't think this is the real classic. No, wait. I don't think this is the classic we have today. I don't think so. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Oh, in Korean scene, by the way, the reason why I'm saying GG, in Korean scene, it was very normal. You don't say good luck, have fun. It's a different classic. Yeah, it's a different classic. My bad. So in Korean scene, it was very normal to write GG at the beginning instead of good luck, have fun. They don't say good luck, have fun. They said GG in Korean. So that's why I was typing GG. I was like a tryhard, you know. I was like cool kid, like I'm gonna, yeah. Cause they're Korean, so I'm gonna write GG, you know. It was very normal to do that. Yeah. This is not the SKT1 classic. Okay. Yeah. It's a different classic. Yeah. Okay. So this map, let me tell you, this is Nerazim's Stronghold, I think. I think that's what the map's called. This map, you might look at it now and you're like, oh, it's a normal sized map, right? It's just a normal sized map. This map, when it came out, I mean, compared to the map we just played, this map was like gigantic. I remember it came out and people were outraged. Like, how are you supposed to play on this map? Do you see the size of this map? You know, it was like crazy big. It was crazy big. It was so big that everyone was going like CC first and Nexus first, because they were like, well, you can't do anything about it. You know? So, yeah. I go CC first, he goes Nexus first. Now this map had an in-base base as you can see, and then you had your third just down the ramp from your main. So it was actually really hard to push in to the main, even if the opponent goes CC first or next first. But yeah, when this map came out, it was like, look where the fourth base is. How are you ever gonna get a fourth base? So yeah. Now, back then, I was known for very unique strategies. I did things, I'm telling you right now, that people have never seen before. And I practiced those weird ass things. And I just remembered what I did in this game. And you're about to see something special. You're about to see 225 IQ game. Nothing changed. No, listen to me. This is like next level what I'm about to do, okay? I remember this game because I specially prepared this build and I was like, I'm gonna use this build for something important. And playing against Korean team was pretty important because if I beat these guys, like I was like, imagine if I all kill Team Prime, you know? That would be insane. So this is where I pulled it out. Check this build. I had built for this map perfectly. So I went CC first, barracks, reactor first, into third base. Did you mech in this one? Trust me, if I gave you guys, if everyone guessed in the chat what this is, everyone's gonna get it wrong. You can try, everyone's gonna get it wrong. No one can guess. This unit comp that I'm about to make was never a thing in StarCraft. In Wings of Liberty, StarCraft II has was more strategy game. That's right. That's maybe why I love Wings of Liberty so much. People always say like, oh, Wings was terrible. Wings, in my opinion, just like Zertanix is saying, Wings was a strategy game. That was a strategy game. Now, StarCraft II is a just micro and mechanics game. There's almost there is strategy, but it's just so little that compared to Wings of Liberty. And obviously, I mean, StarCraft II still has more strategy than other games, but compared to Wings, man, you could do so many things in Wings. And it's not that just players sucked. You could just do more things because a lot more things were OP and a lot more things were good. And you could do so many things. I mean, we played Wings for like 2.5, 3 years, and only towards the end, people were like, wait a minute, Ravens are really good. Wasn't it strategy because everyone was bad? No. It didn't matter because you had more options. You had many more unit compositions to make. That's the thing. There was a lot more counterplay in Wings, and what I mean by that is, if you went for Rushing Colossus, you could have died to a build A. If you did Rush Storm, you could die to the build I did earlier, the 3 racks Ghosts. So you couldn't really, I mean, you could take these risks, but there were so many builds that Terran can do, that Protoss can do, and it was a lot more fun. So again, this build that he is doing was very uncommon. Nexus first into 1 gate, Observer Scouting, Double Forge. Double Forge is common these days, right? Very common against Terran. And you can even say it's like, you know, it'd be greedy, right? Because he's on 1 gate. But back then, Double Forge was like, whoa, what do you mean? So in this game, you can see that I'm actually like making a bunker on my natural, because I was scared of War Prism. So check the unit comp that I'm going for. By the way, the reason why I'm building these turrets, the natural one is for DTs as well as the main one. So the unit comp, look at the upgrades. So someone earlier said Thor Banshee. You're 50% right. There were a couple of more units there. But yeah, Prism was popular here because you couldn't die to a frontal attack because it would have to attack up the ramp. So the only thing you could literally die from was War Prism. There's nothing else. There was no oracles back then. Because this is Wings. So check this out. Banshee. Banshee harassment. Banshee comes in. He instantly has units. Because he's Korean. He ain't no noob. Versus foreigners that kill half their probes, you know? Versus Korean, he's like, no. Stop. Right now. So check this out. I'm getting a third base. More bunkers. And you're like, what the hell are you doing? What is this? What is that? What am I? What? Second factory? Second starport? 2 more barracks? What is going on? Beastie, what are you doing? Stop. Look at that. Did you see that? Thor has energy. You guys know why Thor had energy? Because they had the 250mm cannon. I think that's what it was called. And basically, you needed almost full mana for it, and you could activate it on a unit. You would stun the unit, and the Thor would be stuck in animation and do like and deal like 300 damage. That's what Thor used to have when Thor was like not necessarily good, but it was fun to use. And now it's like, you know, not so fun to use. Look at that, Koreans bringing out the fast storm again. Look at it, he's going Stargate. I don't know why he was going Stargate. So look at my build. +2 Mariners. Combat shields. +2 weapons for vehicles. Wait, did you have separate upgrades back then? Oh yeah, you did, because my Banshees have 0-0. So yeah, you had separate upgrades for Banshee, for air weapons and air armor. Now, armor is combined for vehicles and for air units, but back then it was separate. You had 4 upgrades in the thing, in armory. So he's making Phoenix to kill the Banshee. And again, this is a thing I've never seen, right? I've practiced this build on a European server. This is a thing I've never seen before. Someone making a Stargate to make a Phoenix to kill Banshees, right? Sometimes people do that now when they notice you have like 2-3 Banshees. Back then, no one did that, because Koreans were like, trust me, they were so much better. So I'm like running around with the Banshees, scouting all the bases to make sure he's not like making a hidden base, because back then making a hidden base on this map was very popular because the map was gigantic. So now I'm getting armor. I have two armories now. 2 Thors, 2 Banshees, and Mariners in production. 4th base on the way. Look at that macro. 180 supply. He's making a hidden base. See? He's making a hidden base. Okay, we're gonna speed through. Okay, here it is. The attack is commencing. What is that? 2 Ravens. Now this is the big IQ brain play. Look at that research. That's the Thor upgrade. So the play here was I have Ravens, PDD, okay? So this was my train of thought. And I think I had Ghost as well, by the way, here. So my train of thought is I'm gonna use PDD to prevent stalker shots. I'm gonna cloak all my Banshees, and then I'm gonna snipe the observers with Thors because they have higher range, and I'm gonna put Thors in front of my army to tank for Marines. That was my plan. That was the plan. Now here I get caught because you can see my Thors are on the other side. I'm cloaking the Banshees, he disengages. He's probably confused AF, like I guarantee he's never seen this in his life. Wait, did I just stim my Marines? I think I did. Oh no, I didn't stim Marines, I cloaked my bench. Actually, I don't even think I have stim. I just have combat shields. I think, I'm not sure. Okay, so here he has the observer. Okay? He has the observer. Observers are running, look at that. He's A-moving, observers running through. Storm's insane. I killed the observers. I killed the observer. PDD go down. Banshees, look at the Banshees. Look at the Banshees. They're chewing through everything, dude. Look at that Thor. Doesn't have the energy quite yet. I need 152 for the cannon. I have 149 now. Look, there's cannons. I just punched through them. I don't care. I don't give a shite. Am I gonna use the cannon? Nope, apparently not. He still doesn't have Observer. Okay, my bench energy is running out. Terrible engagement by me. I got stormed to death. But it is what it is. Oh! The hidden base gets scouted. I know what he's doing. I know what's up. I'm gonna skip through. Banshees? I mean, what is he gonna do? There's no recall. Wrong game, buddy. He starts running. No observers. Give me those High Templars real quick. Banshees going to town. Banshees? What weapon upgrade do I have on them? I actually don't know. The next, he doesn't even bother defending. I mean, how are you gonna defend it? Look at that. Planetary. Very nice. I scan. I see. Okay, cool. You can see that I'm still mining in the main and the natural. And it's 21 minutes into the game because the minerals back in Wings had more minerals in them. Or mineral patches had more minerals in them. Okay, another engagement. Can I do a better job now? Banshees coming in. Boom. Banshees shooting. Look at that. He doesn't have a lot of stalkers. I mean, he's storming the crap out of me and I'm literally walking through it. But hey, and now I'm like, wait, I should make Ghost Academy. I feel, okay, that against all these ghosts, having a EMP would be pretty good. I scan the base. I go for the bases. I don't mess around. Okay. Look at that Unicom, dude. That's beautiful right there. +2 air weapons coming. Okay, so I had +1. I kill that base. He doesn't engage. He knows that he's getting destroyed by the European champion. His army's in the middle, and I'm like, it's ready. I'm ready to pounce. He's trying to surround. 400 IQ. He's trying to go for the surround. But what do? I punch through. I don't care. PDD goes down. PDD goes down. Cloak Banshees catching the units on the transition. 2 dying to storm. Target firing the High Templars. God, this guy's good. Look at that. Thor's clumped up. He's getting stormed to death. No 250mm cannon because I don't have enough APM to use those abilities. His flank on the side completely failed. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Can he do it? Can he lead 2-0 against the almighty South Korean team? Wow, this guy. Look, 250mm cannon. Look, I used it on Archons and Immortals. Look at that. The units and the Thor get stunned and Thor deals the same amount of damage. Look on the top side. And look at the Thors as well. They like, do you see that? Look at this. Do you see his Immortals? Look at his Immortals. They're not shooting. How cool was Thor, right? Why did they nerf it? Why did they make it this boring ass unit? Beastie was just far better? Dude. This team, by the way, because you said Beastie was just far better. This team, this was winner's round in a team league. So this was like, I think, semifinals or quarterfinals of the team league of like 30 teams or something. I don't know. A lot of teams. So they had to beat foreigner and Korean teams, like the top teams. It wasn't like, no, it wasn't 30 teams. It was probably like 16 teams. So they had to beat top foreign teams and top Korean teams in order to advance. These guys ain't no joke, dude. Okay. Now he has Colossus, because he probably doesn't know what to make against this. Okay, the final countdown. Cutie, pushing in. Beautiful snipes. Beautiful snipes. Wow. This guy should be a pro gamer. Punching through. 200 supply versus 121. Okay, Colossus are right there. He sees, he scans, he knows. The Banshees, are they gonna cloak? Hell no. And, oh yes, we had Violet in the team as well. I completely forgot. The South Korean player Violet, he's now manager of an Overwatch team or something like that. But back then, Violet was like really good. He was like winning tournaments. Yeah, I completely forgot about them. Violet was on our team as well. Okay. That was game number 2. Let's jump into game number 3 straight away. Oh man, this map, guys, I gotta say, this map probably my top 3, maybe top 5 favorite maps of all time. Daybreak. Man. Daybreak. I actually don't remember what I did this game. Maybe I'll remember when I see. So Anyang Prime was one of the Zerg players on Prime, and so the first 2 guys, I remember I never saw the first guy, but second guy I saw his name before, Classic. Obviously it's not the Classic from today, but Anyang Prime was like a pretty good Zerg player. So foreign scene like knew who he was, even though they had like bajillion players in their team. So they started to bring out the heavy guns because they're like, we're not going to lose to this foreign trash. Okay, I'm going to speed through a little bit so we don't have to watch this beginning part of like building armies. Because also I don't want this video for YouTube to be like 4 hours. Okay, wait a minute. What happened there? One thing that Korean Zergs, by the way, and this is something I learned from Korean Zergs only, and this is something that foreign Zergs learned from Korean Zergs. They were really aggressive with their lings. So foreign Zergs would only make lings when they're getting attacked, and even if they defend, they would just sit in their base because they were too scared to move out or do anything else. Korean Zergs would sometimes make lings like these and just be aggressive with them. Or just before the timing of you moving out, they would hide like 20 lings on your third and they would run into your natural. And this is something that I remember the first times I've played against Korean players, or Korean Zerg players, I never knew about this because no one did it in the foreign scene. So the first time I met it, I was like, this is so annoying. Like, why does nobody do this? And I literally had to constantly remind myself that they can like do run-bys and stuff, so I could prevent it or check my third for the run-bys with the lings and so on. And then eventually foreign players started doing it, but this was like way later. Okay, so what am I doing? I have 3 CCs. Oh, this was like a standard bio build back then. So I think the exact build order, or at least what I did here, was CC first with an SCV scout, into barracks, into factory reactor, 2 marines in the bunker, I think it was, and then you make like 6 Hellions. Yeah, 6 Hellions because I lost 1 earlier. And then you, as you're making your 6 Hellions, you get a 3rd base, and then you go +2 barracks, engineering bay, and then kind of macro from then on. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I'm adding more barracks, adding more stuff, more mariners, and yeah. Look at that surround, dude. Look at that micro. Wow. Okay, well, I lost Hellion. F. Okay. Soon the aggression will begin. I would honestly say that the matchup that probably changed the least is TVZ over the years. I feel like all the other matchups are completely different. Like TVT is completely different. TVP as well. ZVP, I don't even remember what builds people did, to be honest. I don't remember. There it is. Okay, going for the drop. Bunker on the 3rd. This was like a must-have, by the way, in Wings. That's what everyone did. The moment you land your 3rd, you make a bunker as well, so that if there's Ling counterattacks, you like make a bunker and then you wall it off with supply depots. That was just the thing that everyone did. Forge expand? I don't know. Forge expand was popular in HOTS, I think. In Wings, I think people were making a gateway in their main base. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this stack! Oh my god, and I didn't capitalize on that. Look at that. Sig drop. I lost the medevac there. Rip. Look at this. Going for them drones, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was probably like clicking like a madman. I was probably drones. There was so many drones. How many drones was in there? Dude, I killed 20 drones there, and look how many drones he's got left. How many drones did he have? Holy fudge. He probably had like 35 drones there. Is this an old pro game? Yes, this is a clan war. The prize pools, by the way, for clan wars were like $10,000-$20,000 back then for the winning team, if I remember correctly. Like, it was a lot of money. But yeah, this was a clan war between Team Prime and Team Empire in playoff bracket, in winners bracket. Look at that fucking scan. I don't know why I even scanned there, but there it is. Look at that, researching siege mode, because that's something you had to do. So, back then, this is, I think, 2011 to 2012, somewhere there. But this is where Zergs, or everyone I guess, but Zergs, figured out that infestors are the most broken thing in this goddamn game. And if you guys think that infestors are broken now, they were even better back then. Because their fungal was instant. So there was no projectile. It just fungals, and I think it dealt more damage too. So if you stim with Marines and you have fungal, they're all dead. And you can't move, by the way, either. Yeah, your Marines, your units cannot move when they're hit by fungal. They're just stunned. Look at that medevac. You can't move, that's it. Look, boop. Man, I remember this. This is how you defended on Daybreak. You didn't defend in your natural. You would siege up around the watchtower. And you would defend there, because it gives you very good positioning. Look at that sig drop in the main. Dude, this Terran's so good. 22 drones. Okay, I killed 2 more. Not bad. Oh, by the way, what I will probably do, or what I'm thinking about doing, is whenever there's a big tournament, to maybe cast some of the games that have happened, like quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, but not really cast them like, okay guys, we have Cyril versus Classic, who's gonna win? Like, not any of that shit. Like, cast in a way of talk about the games, analyze the games, tell you more about the players, tell you about their play styles, why they're doing certain things, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of like a mix of casting and coaching and just talking at the same time, just like talking about game in general. And I think it would be pretty cool to cover, like, the big tournament games. Educational commentary. I mean, sure. So yeah, I mean, I've mentioned this before. I was never into like fake hyping or like, oh my god, unless I'm really hyped. Like, if I'm actually ever like, oh my god, I can't believe this just happened, or like, whoa, like, I'm actually sincere about that. Because I find it really awkward to be like fake hyped. I don't know. It just, I can't. Alright, so double siege tank production. He went ultras. Look at that. Ooh, that spread though. Dude, look at that spread. Look at that spread. Instant replay. I want to see that again. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Look at this. I get caught, by the way. 2 of my tanks were sieged up, but many of my tanks were not. Look at this spread. Look at my Mariners. Look at the fungal. Fungal comes in, gets like 5 Marines there. Okay, and 5 on the other side. Destroyed the whole army. Man, oh man. Gets the 3rd base. This fucking guy. How good can you be? Look at the ultras. Okay, that was overextended. Look at that fungal. Okay, that was overextension. See? That's when you stop. Why don't you have skins? And this is what I love about this map, by the way. This 4th base as a Terran just reinforces your position. Like, this one planetary defends your main, natural, 3rd, and 4th, and the 2 paths on the map. That's why I love this map. Because if you took the 4th, you just feel so much more secure. It was crazy. So right now, I have a drop in top left. I see where his, I see that he has no base there. I just killed his 3rd base, so I'm feeling pretty good. I got my 5th going. But see, this is a mistake. The 5th that I should take is the 6 o'clock. Because if I take that base and I put planetary in that shit, then there's planetaries on both pathways that the opponent can go through. And then I'm like super duper safe. Vikings you just produced in case there's Broodlords. Look at that. Oh my. Viking harassment, boys. In 2K19. Kill the queen, kill some drones, fly away. No problemo. Okay, let's... Oh shit, there was an engagement. Sorry about that. Oh! Okay, epic engagement coming in! Oh no. Oh, he tries to like spread out his army to get a good engage. Look at those fungals. Dude, it's so imba. I'm telling you. Mariners shooting. Planetary fortress shooting. Reinforcements streaming in. The Zerg punching through. Not today though. Not today, Senor Zerg. Not today. The drop coming out. The Zerg keeps... See what I mean? If I had that planetary at 6 o'clock, I could reinforce much faster. And, yeah. It'd be better if you can set it up. Rip planetary goes down. You think I'm scared, though? Look at that fungal. God damn, that was so broken. You know what was even more annoying? Let me tell you. If I remember this correctly, oh my god, look at that. Beautiful. So, if your Vikings are moving like this, and if you get fungled, you actually have to click again to start moving. If you don't, they just stay there. That was one of the most annoying things about fungal. Because they literally stop your unit from moving. See that medevac? It was moving, got fungled, and then it just stops when the fungal ends. Look at this. Dude, this was when StarCraft was like, Terran was actually Terran. You had siege tanks and you were doing siege tank pushes. What happened to this game? Look at that double sensor tower, by the way, in the same spot. Genius. Okay, fungal's coming out. Oh my god, that fungal is fat. Oh my god, that engagement. Look at that. Siege tanks for days. I mean, my siege tanks there could have been positioned way better. Like, I could have positioned them there. Right there in the, like, a mini cliff. But I suck. And also, you can see, like, for example, you know what a good play would be? Like, a really good play. This is what I'm thinking. I should have sieged up there and, like, underneath here. So that they had Zerg attacks up the ramp. And I should have put, like, one tank there and maybe, like, 1-2 here. And then, because this tank would cover the ramp, you can do like 3 medevac drop into the main base. And if the Zerg is moving back to defend, the siege tanks are going to be shooting. But then if the Zerg decides to engage the tanks, there's going to be like insane amount of tanks shooting at the units trying to kill that one tank. And then if he does that, he's not defending the main base, so then you kill everything in the main base. See, now the positioning is a bit better. See how those tanks are like in a much nicer position right now. No bailing speed. So the thing is, some of you may think that this guy forgot bailing speed, right? You might be like, lol, 25-minute bailing speed. The reason why you didn't get bailing speed is because people rushed infestors, and infestors and bailings did the same thing, except infestors were just better because they were ranged spell. They dealt more damage than the bailings. It was easier to connect with fungal than bailings. So people kind of, that was the meta. People just skipped bailings and got fast infestors because of it. I remember when I played this clan war and I rewatched the video after, like the casters were so hyped. They were like, whoa my god, he's doing it, you know, like beating the Korean team. Good times. What year is this? This is a 2011 or 12. I'm punching through, boys. Look, he's counterattacking on the minimap at the same time. He's trying. He's trying to hold on. But I say, not today, you big lasagna. Not today. I have some units on the third. Killing stuff. Oh yeah, he's counterattacking me in my natural still. I'm probably like trying to deal with that. Look, the units are FK. Boom, Ultra goes down. The Infestors go down. And this is it. The drones. GG. Senor Cutie takes game number 3. Let's just jump into game number 4 at this point, okay? So this is the guy you guys might know. Now this is the same player that we have today. This is Creator Prime. Let's jump into it. Ooh, this map. So this is actually one of my favorite maps as well. Tal'Darim Altar. TSL winner creator? Wait, did he win TSL? What's his name today? It's still creator. He... Wait, is he playing for... Wait, does he have a team? Is he playing for Generic Green Wings now? Oh yeah, he is playing. Okay, okay. Okay, so we're gonna speed through the beginning part. I'm going for what seems to be 1 Rax fast expand. He's going for... this was the Protoss build, by the way. You go Gateway Cybercore. I think, yeah, you make a Zealot and a Stalker, and then you expand. That was like the thing. In Wings, Terran actually expanded before the Protoss did. Okay, so there's the expand. 3 more barracks coming in. So this is actually very similar to what I'm doing in Mass Marine series. This is literally almost the same build that I'm doing. So when I'm doing the Mass Marine series, this is something I mention all the time, that this used to be the build. And there you go, that's the build. And also this was a thing that I think, again, Korean Protoss players were using a lot, like being this aggressive. Foreign players knew how to do this as well, obviously, but Korean players did this a lot. Probably because they felt they could always do damage. But the thing is, if I just made a bunker before the extra 2 barracks, I'm completely fine here. But now I'm taking so much damage because potato. You can see the Stalkers, by the way, are shooting much faster. That's because they had different attack speed and different damage values. And they took 5 shots to kill a Marine. Oh, he actually doesn't realize there's nothing in a bunker. That's funny. So yeah, I took some damage there. Not good. And another thing that was super common is to make like double or even triple bunker on your natural base. Just blindly. Because I told you guys this before, it was very common for Protosses to push with like 3 to 6 gates after expanding. So it was also very common for Terran to just blindly build bunkers. But yeah, you can see Terran has a faster natural and a faster third base. But yeah, we're just building up right now. Nothing's really happening, so I'm gonna skip through. But yeah, I was doing these kinds of like triple CC builds a lot. Like that was kind of like what I was known for, like really long games, but also really unique and weird builds at the same time. Let's see. Oh, there it is, the push. And I think I just salvaged my bunkers, by the way. Yeah, I just salvaged my bunkers on the natural. Probably thought that he's not going to be pushing. You can see it's 11 minutes and we're at 100 supply. Now in Legacy, at 9 minutes, you can max out 200. And have like 2-2 down already. StarCraft looks so much better now. Well, see, that's the thing. I do agree it's better for maybe watching the game, but I don't think it's better for playing the game. I don't know. I think it was more fun back then when you had slower build-up of the armies, because each unit was more valuable that you had. So these units that I have right now, I can get a lot of work done with them. And the game wasn't as explosive, you know? It's not like, oh, you lose a medevac and then with units and then you're just kind of dead. Because that's what happens in Legacy, I feel like. But back then you had a lot more room to maneuver and to do damage and so on. But yeah, for observing, it is slower. Like slower as in more boring, because the build-up is bigger. But again, I would love to see a pro tournament being played in Wings of Liberty. Or not Wings of Liberty, Legacy of the Void patch, but Wings of Liberty 6-worker kind of start. Because I think that would be really interesting, because people would be super active these days with units, because obviously players are much better. And units these days allow for more aggression, but the build-up would be slower and you would be able to use your units to a much greater potential. Like, for example, you would be able to do a Liberator Harass, but your Liberator wouldn't be arriving when there's already Blink, right? It would be arriving when this Protoss has like 4 Stalkers. But at the same time, you might be like, well, that's OP for Terran. But at the same time, the Terran wouldn't have also Marine Siege Tank army ready to push into the natural like these days. It would be just a Liberator, because you wouldn't have money for anything else. See, Creator was like really solid macro player. So he has 3-3 on the way, and his army movement was good. He had Stalkers in the main base defending the drops. He was controlling the watchtowers pretty well. Look at his supply. I mean, obviously the beginning didn't help me in this game, right? But you could see the supply, like he was macroing better as well. I wonder, all those players, for example, the guys that I played before this match, like, what happened with them? You know, like, why did they quit StarCraft? Were they just frustrated? Were they kicked out of the teams because they weren't good enough? These are things I'd love to know, because I think it's pretty cool. The funny thing is, siege tank compositions against Protoss were like never used. But I feel like siege tanks in Wings would actually be sick against even Protoss. They were just considered bad, but I feel that they would be so good because of the maps and the way the positions where you can put your siege tanks. You demoralize them, yeah, maybe. You think I made the first 3 guys retire after? And this was the pain of every Terran in Wings of Liberty, boys. The 200 Protoss supply. The Death Army. So this is Death Army. This is the Death Ball. Because back then, you didn't have Liberators. You didn't have siege tanks that did way more damage, and the Protoss had same things that they do now, which is Storms and Colossus and Archons and Zealots. Obviously Zealots weren't as strong, but yeah. I mean, look, I have Vikings, very good position on the Vikings. They're sniping the Colossus. EMPs went down, but I think, oh yeah, he's 3-3 upgrades, and I'm 2-2. It's funny how Protoss being ahead on upgrades was like also the same fucking thing in Wings of Liberty. 3-3 versus 2-2. I mean, the supply is kind of even, to be honest. Maybe if I pulled the workers earlier, maybe something could have been, the outcome maybe could have been different, but yeah, they're the charge lots. Herp-a-derp. And Cutie goes down. What a game. Those are some good memories. See, even the dogs agree. They're saying it was really good games, and they loved it as well. But yeah, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, again, thank you so much for watching. Leave your suggestions. What would you like to see me watch next or react next? Not necessarily my games, it could be any game actually. But yeah, I do plan to kind of like react to some of the more recent tournaments, like when BlizzCon happens, maybe go through BlizzCon games and analyze them and so on and so forth. But if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video.
Boom.